Why, hello there. Top of the morning to you, chat. What's up? How's everybody doing? How about that Acolyte, huh? Oh, man, that shit was so dope. Dude, I loved, like, the lightsabers, the fighting, the acrobatics. Did you guys see how acrobatic it was? Look, I wish I could find this actual tweet because, dude, I saw somebody on Twitter earlier, and it's 100%. Let me just check something here. Does that help a little bit? That's a little bit better with the audio there. So I saw this. I actually saw this on Twitter, and I wonder if I wish I could find where this was at. God damn it, that is loud as fuck. Stop it. How do we turn that thing? We got to change that thing. Listen, everybody, we're getting off to a bad start. Everybody relax. Hey, chat, I mean other 7-person, says Andre over on Twitch. Hey, I appreciate the Twitch people. I appreciate Twitch. Thank you. God damn, is that not like super loud? We got to fix that, huh? Fragments, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Appreciate it. And also, thanks to everybody, man. 14:05 with 21 days to go. My God. We're going to have to start talking about what day we want to add to the streaming schedule. If we hit that 2,000 members, we're going to add another day. We could do Tuesday. We could do Thursday. We could technically do Saturday. We can start doing weekend streams if you guys want. It's up to you guys. You know, maybe we'll put it to a vote. Throw cheeks for 14 months. I don't know what that means, but I don't know if I like it. Hey, Star Wars Sith, what's up, buddy? Fresh cut, Poppy. I see you. Yeah, except it's too short. Tommy Lee, welcome back to the Nerdvengers, baby. Look, yeah, it's too short. I know a lot of you guys are like, guys, am I, like, what's going on with the audio? Am I crazy? Is the audio okay? It sounds like too, like there's not, I don't know. It sounds weird to me. Is it just my new headphones, maybe? Is it just the sound is annoying? Well, no, I'm not talking about that sound. Did you go to a black barber? No. My regular dude was out of town, though, so I had to get a different person to cut the hair. And look, she did a good job. Very interesting lady. That's all I'm going to say. Very interesting lady. Yeah. It's off. Yeah. Doesn't it sound a little bit off? What the hell? Does this fix it at all? It doesn't feel like it is. You know what? Honestly, dude, I let Liam touch the soundboard. I fucked up, dude. Like, I have no idea what he did over here. Maybe this? Oh, wait, what? Now I'm only coming in my right ear. Pause. No diddy. Maybe this? No, what the fuck? Oh, well. We'll try not to get too hyper fixated on it. Is it okay, though? Yeah, doesn't it sound like... It sounds... like overly compressed, and then when I put the compression on, it gets like even more compressed. It's like double compressed. What the fuck? Okay, anyway, we'll bear with it. Maybe we'll try to tweak it later. I don't know what the kid did, man. He comes in here, he loves to like grab the mic and go and then like touch everything. Turn down the gain. I mean, I could a little bit. That I still feel like I don't feel like that's doing anything here. In fact, maybe we got to turn the gain up. Maybe what we really need is to turn the gain up. Yeah, no, that's bad. That's bad. Yeah, it's still bad, dude. What did this fucking kid do? Anyway, we're really off track today, guys. We're really off track. We're off to a terrible start. I'm trying to talk about Star Wars, Acolyte, all this stuff, okay? Let you gamble. We'll gamble on Friday. We're going to gamble on Friday. Everybody relax. Holy crap. Let's just chill. How many ditties did you get to lock up at jury duty? Yeah, so that was interesting. I could tell you the story if you want to. Do you guys want to hear the story of jury duty? John Cross says, bless Wednesdays for Wokalite Talk, an amazing Marvel podcast. Deadpool week 2 deep dive tonight. Let's fucking go. Yeah, that part is cool too. Dude, I am in shambles, dude. I am in shambles right now. The audio's messed up. This shit's too loud. The alerts are too loud. God damn it. Okay, I'll tell you the story real quick. Of jury duty. So, and you're not allowed to repeat this. Okay, this is just for us. This is just for us. Dude, this audio is driving me crazy. I wonder if it's the headphones, but you guys said that it does sound a little bit different, right? Yeah, I don't know, bro. I got nothing. Maybe like that a little bit. Nah. It's a little poppy. I don't know. Sounds the same? Okay, maybe it's the same. Who cares? All right, so let me tell you what happened on jury duty. So obviously, I was not super thrilled to be doing the jury duty stuff. And it is what it is, you know. Sometimes you got to do it. And I saw somebody on Discord was like, dude, just don't do it. They can't prove that you got the letter. They'll come to your house and they'll try to get you for treason, but they can't prove that you got the letter. And I was like, yeah, no, I understand. But my thing is, I just don't want to involve, like, Elisa in that. Because, like, she handed me the letter, and it's like, whatever. It's fine. So I go in, and, of course, I'm running a little bit late, okay? Because, like, I didn't plan super well. And so I'm running late, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be late. Like, it's going to be a bad look. Everybody's going to be like, this fucking guy's late. Make sure you pick him for jury duty, you know? And so I had to park illegally. Okay, this is the first thing. Yes, I parked illegally at the courthouse. I'm not going to tell you where I parked. I'm not going to tell you anything other than that. I parked illegally. Okay, first thing that happens. I park illegally, and I run into the courthouse. Yeah, starting off strong. Exactly. Park illegally, run into the courthouse, because I'm like, you know, what the fuck is, like, where do we got to go? So I figured out. Then there's a line to get into the room. And so I didn't have to park illegally because it took 45 minutes to complete that line. 45 minutes to just get through the line. And so you get in there and, like, dude, it was over 90 people, which I'm like, what the fuck? Like, 90 people? What the hell? Isn't a jury like 12? I don't understand. So we get in line, and it takes us 45 minutes to get everybody through the line of handing their thing, getting their badge, getting their compensation from the state, which, you know, look, I'm not trying to talk a bunch of shit on, like, the state and, like, government and everything, but, like, do you know what the wonderful state that I live in pays jurors? A very generous $9 a day and 17 cents per mile away that you have to get to the courthouse. Maybe they just haven't updated it since, like, the 1920s. Yeah. Now, look, if you get selected, it goes all the way up to $25 a day. Holy shit. Incredible. Incredible stuff. Yeah. So, okay. So let me just take it. So we get there. It's 45 minutes, and then we get through the line. Okay. Then we're sitting there, and they start to explain to us what's going to happen. They're going to take half of us to one room, half of us to the other room. They're going to go through all this selection process. Dude, they were printing out these things to give to you that are like, to give to your employer. Because, like, some employers are still supposed to pay you, right? And I'm like, I'm my employer. You know, like, you guys are my employer. What, should I show you guys the fucking letter? And then you guys just put the super chats in, even though that I'm not gonna be there, right? I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm saying everybody's getting their thing, and they're literally telling us it could be 2 weeks or longer. Okay. And you're there all day, bro. I'm talking about from 9 a.m. You're in the courthouse, 9 a.m. to like 4:30. Okay. I don't know if I should show you the documentation. It probably has like my personal info on it. But so you would be there from 9 till 4:30 a day for maybe 2 weeks or more. And so when they're like explaining this and they're like passing the shit out, dude, I'm starting to fucking panic, dude. Because number one, I'm like, I'm going to miss all my streams. I'm going to stream at night. I'm going to be exhausted after a stupid ass day of dealing with stupid shit. And then I was like, dude, I'm going to miss Deadpool. I'm going to miss the Deadpool stream. Like the Friday morning, next Friday morning, we'll be streaming about Deadpool. And I was like, dude, I was getting so pissed. And I was like fucking panicking a little bit. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, what the fuck, right? And so anyway, we're like sitting there and I'm just like, dude, I'm like boiling, man. Like there's a sweet lady next to me. She's trying to be like chill about it and stuff. And some people, maybe it's fine. Like you get 2 weeks away from your job or whatever, and then you get, you know, compensated or whatnot. And she's like trying to, you know, be like sweet. And I'm just like, mm-hmm. Like, you know, I'm like about to rage out. So then luckily before everything goes down, the judge comes out, the assistant DA comes out and basically says, like, I don't want to say everything that he said, but he basically said the dude just pled guilty. You guys are free to go. And when I tell you I bolted out of that fucking courtroom, I was like, say no more, say less, judge. And then boom, I was like first out. I like hit one lady. She had a big pile of papers, went flying all over the courtroom. And I was like, it wasn't me, bitch. And then like just ran out. I get outside, man. I'm like, dun, 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 dun. Like just like, yeah, you know, dun, 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 dun. So happy, man. Did I get a ticket? So I walk over to the car, and there's a brown paper on the front of the car. Okay, and I was like, "Fuck!" But you know, whatever. You know, you run the risk and whatnot, right? And then I pull it off, and lucky for me, it was just some grouchy dumb bitch that wrote a letter saying like, I paid for parking here and you didn't, and that's not right. And so I took that paper and I wiped my ass with it later. Fuck you, lady. Okay, so anyway, jury duty. So it was a whole thing, man. And yeah, it was just, dude, a lot of emotions, you know, a lot of mixed emotion. I know, I kind of gamed the whole fucking system, dude. I felt like they're coming for me, you know. And also too, there was a I parked in the judge's fine, I know, right? So two more things that I'll say. I knew this fucking guy was guilty. You know what I mean? I just had a vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I should have just said it when I first came in. I'd be like, this motherfucker is guilty. You know, I just had a vibe, and I was right because he pled guilty before we even went in, right? So that's number one. Number two, dude. So they give you like fucking nothing, right? They have these stupid credit card things, you know, and they have an option, right? So you go up there and you have the option of like taking the compensation that the state gives you or donating it. And I wanted to go up there after I realized what was happening. I wanted to go up there, and every single person that was trying to donate, I wanted to talk them out of it. Like every single person. You guys know Community, the show? You remember Ron Swanson? American hero, Ron Swanson? I would have been like, every single person, I was like, ma'am, do you understand that by donating this, you're allowing the state to shit on all of our schedules, shit on all of our time, our lives, give you next to nothing, and then you're going to just donate it back to all these motherfuckers that do all this stuff? No, take every penny out of these bitches as you can. I better watch what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm going to be held in contempt or something. But I'm just telling you, dude. Parks and Rec, right. Yeah, Parks and Rec. Same thing. I couldn't believe it. In fact, when I saw the stack of debit cards, I wanted to just take them all and run. Stupid ass system. Okay, anyway. So, I have done my civic duty, and I didn't make a big deal of it, and we got lucky. We got lucky, Chad. You know what I mean? We're good. We're good to go on that. So that's good. Okay, a couple other things that I want to say before we get into the news. We're going to have to talk about stupid-ass Acolyte. And then we're going to talk about something that's really upsetting me, really shocking me. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it, so it's going to be interesting to get into that, okay? But we're driving for members. Oh, my God, 1412? Holy shit, we're crushing it, dude. We're crushing it, so I appreciate all the new members. We are dropping new merch. This Friday, we're going to drop 2 new merch designs. And we have a bunch of awesome like X-Men inspired ones too. So we're going to do a better job of kind of promoting that stuff. And remember, if you are a member, even if you just got a membership from being a gifted member, you get 20% off the merch. So, you know, I'll put the code back up for all of you, but it's a great time to kind of get some merch, get the 20% off. If you got a gifted member, it's kind of cool. If we get to 2,000 gifted, or 2,000 gifted, if we get to 2,000 members, we're going to do an additional stream each week in the following month. So that'll be next month in August. We're also going to do an additional $200 GameStop gift card. It's a super feel-good thing. I think we're going to hit our goal this time. I'm super excited about it. So thank you guys for that. Also, if you are a member, if you're a gifted member, come on by tonight, man. 7:30. We are deep diving on Deadpool. Each month, we take a thing within geekdom and fandom in the nerdy world, and we focus on one particular thing each and every month. It's been fun, man. People love these streams, these deep dive streams. We're doing another one tonight as we continue to deep dive on Deadpool, the Deadpool character. We're gonna watch some comic story and videos tonight, breaking down some Deadpool stories. It's gonna be really fun. Come on by at 7:30 for that. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. If you are a collector of Unity, tomorrow night we're gonna be doing a big stream. Thinking 7:30. I'll update you guys in the Discord on that, and we're gonna talk about all the updates surrounding Unity. You know, how delayed is the project. You know, we'll get into some of the new stuff that we're doing, some of the new pages. Chapter 3 is actually closer than you think, but we still have to do Chapter 4 and Chapter 5, and it's like, oh my God. So obviously we're not gonna make our original date, but we'll talk more about that tonight or tomorrow night with the collectors. This weekend, though, I'm out of town. I'm out of town Friday and Saturday, actually. So I'll be here. I'll stream Friday morning, and we'll kick it. We'll have some fun. And then immediately after the stream on Friday, I'm leaving. I'm driving down. My buddy has a bachelor party, so I'm going to be hanging out there Friday night. I'm going to come back a little bit early compared to some of the other guys. I'll be coming back Saturday because I want to prep for this next week. Because next week, guys, holy shit. Next week's going to be crazy. Next week, we have Deadpool. We have a Diamond Lounge Friday night. And Saturday night, we have a return to the stream that is the biggest stream every year for the channel, except last year when they didn't do it and it broke all of our hearts. The San Diego Comic-Con stream. Wait, it's 2 weeks? Like I said, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. Oh my God, I'm jumping the gun. I thought it was next week. It's not next week? We got time. Chill out, little babies. Chill out. I told you guys, 2 weeks from now. Hey, we got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay, cool. So we got 2 weeks on that. Nice. That'll be good. So 2 weeks from now is going to be crazy, like I said. The only other thing I wanted to say, and I actually did have in my notes today, I want to talk about the Captain America 4 trailer and a little bit of predictions on that. When is the town hall? We'll go tomorrow. No, wait. What the fuck is today? Is today Wednesday? Chat, hello? Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. So we'll go tomorrow on the town hall. Tomorrow on the town hall. You need a calendar, write things down. Nah! No! Now I got an extra week. It's like time travel. I thought I only had 2 weeks. Now I got an extra week. Kidneys. You know what I mean? Okay, so I think that... Oh, yeah, Thursday, guys. Thursday. Captain America 4 trailer coming out on Thursday. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what they're doing, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about my predictions, and then we'll talk about it, obviously, Thursday. I'll do a breakdown video, and then we'll have a stream on Friday morning. Gladiator 2 trailer came out yesterday. Yes, it did. What did you guys think of it? Chat, what did you think of Gladiator 2? Call-ins Friday? Bro, look, the call-ins. Practice? We're talking about practice. You liked it? It's probably during the ESPs tomorrow night. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll just drop it in the morning. I'm not really sure. A lot of people thought that the Agatha trailer was going to drop it in the evening as well because Catherine Hahn was on like Jimmy Fallon or something, but they just dropped it in the middle of the day. So we'll see. How do you think we'll like that soundtrack with T. Scott and Posty? Yeah, so that was fake. They got me on that. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was I did kind of cancel call-ins, man. Look, I like the call-ins. We could do call-ins maybe on like a member stream, but they just don't create the most watchable content. People don't love it. You know, and you guys were fighting over the spots. It was like Battle Royale, and I was like, oh, that's a little, I don't know about that. Hey, Purple Funk, appreciate you, brother. Says, what up, Josh? Any Michigan Avengers looking for something to do this weekend? Be setting up at a Capital City Comic-Con in Lansing. Come say hi. That's cool, man. If I was in that neck of the woods, maybe I'd come on by. Yeah, so we'll see. Thursday, trailer. What do you guys think of Gladiator, man? Is Pedro Pascal playing the same main character? Oh, you had a good call-in for once? Dude, I like the call-ins. I'm just saying, I got to make the right move for the content. You know what I mean? Why are they dropping these MCU trailers before SDC and D23? Great question. Incredible question. That's a great question. What do you guys think? So, like, it's weird, right? Like, so you get the Agatha trailer. That one makes sense to me because I think Agatha's kind of like the black sheep of the current slate of MCU stuff coming out because it's like, you know, it was created with a different mentality and maybe even under a different regime than what you currently got going on at Marvel. Look, I continue to believe that, like, Marvel kind of knows they got a stinker there, but they think they can make it decent enough for people to check out, which technically they did with Echo. So it's like, whatever, it's fine. Ironheart, I don't even want to talk about that. Part of me thinks that they talked about Agatha to get it out of the way, to have more time on stage for the good projects and the projects that are actually exciting. The Captain America thing confuses me. I would have thought for sure you're getting a Captain America trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know why they would release it this week. It really doesn't make sense to me. I mean, part of me thinks they want to just, like, suffocate out other conversations, just keep the focus on Marvel as we get to San Diego Comic-Con. This could be a plan of, like, building stuff up. Like, are we going to get more trailers next week? And then is Hall H a little bit more of like, well, you saw the trailer this month. Let me tell you something else that's real dope, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know. Quite curious, though, that they're dropping these trailers with San Diego Comic-Con literally at the end of the month. And apparently they're going to go crazy. I suppose maybe what it is, guys, is at Comic-Con, they just want to go Avengers, multiversal, Battle World Saga, X-Men heavy, right? So, I mean, it could be, I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to go pretty hard at San Diego. I guess it's yet to be determined, like, what particular projects are they going to focus on. I don't really know. Mystorion, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the love. Do you think they put it out early so that we can play before Deadpool and Wolverine? Maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. For sure. For sure. That could be cool. Maybe it's just comic book stuff. What do you mean by that? Oh, it's San Diego? No, it's already confirmed they're going to Hall H. They don't do comic book stuff at Hall H. They're going to do a ton of comic book stuff, though. I mean, like, there's always comic book stuff at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm excited to hear more about, like, maybe the next wave of the Ultimates book, this new X-Men run, and the new X-Men thing came out today, Ryan Stegman's book. I'm excited to check that out. And, yeah, you got, like, the Absolute line over at DC. That's really interesting. I'm going to be interested to see what they do there. So there's going to be comic book news for sure. But Marvel Studios will be in Hall H. That is Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of stuff. So, yeah, we'll see. I am... Look, it's good for me. I don't care. I'm like excited. I wasn't obviously super excited about the Agatha trailer, and we just briefly talked about it or whatever. I don't want to spend a bunch of time like shitting on it. It just doesn't look good, and it doesn't look like it's for me. Maybe my wife will force me to watch it. We'll see. But as far as Captain America goes, that's quite interesting because our first look at Cap 4, right? I mean, we've seen maybe a little bit here and there, some set footage and stuff. I think there have been people that have seen Cap 4 at like CinemaCon, I believe, but we haven't seen shit, right? So this will be the first time that we, the fans, get a look at Captain America 4 literally tomorrow. So weird. Definitely look out for the video on the main channel. We'll do a good breakdown of it and talk about what we think, and we'll probably touch on that again on Friday, right? But it is weird. I'm not really sure what they're cooking. I'm not really sure what the strategy is. Is this a two-part thing where, like, maybe we get the trailer now, we get a sizzler reel at Comic-Con? I'm not really sure, but it is weird, for sure. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Agatha. Is this how Wanda comes back? Yeah, I think the Witch's Road is meant to be a dimension, perhaps even a dimension that's like parallel to Earth, a little bit like the quantum realm, but for witches. And that's apparently where Wanda resides, and she is coming back in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's probably what they're setting up there. Yeah. Nick Cage appearance. Oh, dude, we're going to talk about Nick Cage today, man. I got some notes. About Nick Cage. Don't you worry. Okay, what do you guys want to do first? You want to talk about Acolyte? Should we talk about Acolyte? Should we talk about the Acolyte? And then we'll talk about Shawn Levy and how I can't believe this is happening. Okay, here we go. Let's get into the Acolyte. First thing I want to know from you, chat, is what is your rating for the Acolyte episode 7 out of 10? What would you give it? Give me a number. Give me a number. Oh my God. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, minus 5, 1. 6, 1, 0, minus 10, minus 69, minus 10, 6.5. Trev, you just, what the fuck? 5, 6, 0, 0, 0, 3, 4, 0, 5. Oh, wow. Okay, so, I think it's pretty apparent, chat, that these are not high scores, and maybe the lowest scores we've seen, maybe other than episode 3. And that's fascinating, okay? So here's the thing. When it comes to the Acolyte episode 7, this is such a fascinating thing for me as a fan to observe, because I don't like the episode, but I don't hate it. I don't think it's as bad as 3, personally. There's more lightsaber fighting, and there's actually some stuff that I think is cool in the episode. But without a doubt, and I think it's pretty undeniable, that this is an episode that, for whatever reason, broke a lot of people. And the internet and fandom is a fascinating thing. It is. I really like covering this stuff. sometimes because of situations like this where I get surprised, right? Like, if you would have told me that this was the episode that was going to break a lot of people and make people turn on the show, I probably wouldn't have believed you, just because I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's doing a lot of the same stupid shit that they've been doing. It's failing in the same way that a lot of the show has failed, but I don't think it's particularly that much worse than a lot of the other episodes, including episode 3, okay? But without a doubt, this is the point where a lot of people have turned on the show. So why, right? Why is this happening? Well, I think this episode in particular just puts on big display the really bad writing. You have a payoff and a reveal here that feels like a fart in the wind. It is so meaningless and trivial and stupid that it's like, it's hard. I mean, like, dude, if I just, you go back in time and tell Josh that watched episodes 1 and 2 that this was going to be the reveal, or even after 3, this was going to be the reveal. This is the big thing. It's so unremarkable, right? I think maybe one of the reasons I'm not that upset as compared to a lot of you is like, dude, I already gave up. Like, dude, I already knew the show was goobly glob. Last week, I think the extent to which we talked about it on stream was I said, like, boo, lame, boo, lame. And that's it. That's literally all I felt like talking about last week. I had already mourned the idea of this show being good. Like, that had already passed for me. I had mourned the possibility of a good Acolyte show a while ago. So for me, it's like, yeah, no, it just continues to be not very good, not very fulfilling. I also think structurally, if you look at this show, dude, there is just, in my mind, no scenario in which this will feel like a satisfying experience and we will feel like we have an ending next episode. Like, there's no way they will wrap up the storylines, the threads, the mystery in one more episode. So I think for a lot of people, what was happening was they had maybe an idea or a concept of how the show could be good, how the show could end in a really interesting, really fascinating, fulfilling way. There was hope out there for a lot of people that Acolyte would bring it home. And this episode shits all over that hope. And I think that's really what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of people that were on the fence. I mean, I'm personally seeing a lot of people that were even defending the show that have now come out after this episode and basically just said, bro, there ain't no fucking way this is going to be a good ending. This is essentially just a rehash of episode 3 with nothing added that actually gives me a new perspective, makes me feel like this was a mystery worthy of, you know, the suicide of that one guy and the revenge and all these things, right? It feels so unfulfilled, so sloppy, so stupid, so silly. And I think that a lot of people they have to realize that there's no way to hide that reality. The show is not even doing what basic good shows do. And that's wild, right? It is wild to me. Now, I will say, chat, there are a couple of things that I liked in the episode. You know, fucking put me on the wood, I guess. But there's a couple of things that I like. Number one, lightsabers are cool. Lightsabers are cool. I still like the lightsaber fighting, even though the one dude just turns because he wants to go back to Coruscant. It's like the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. The lightsaber fighting was cool. I actually liked the witches when they were like disappearing into the fog. I was like, that's kind of cool. Be cooler if they like did something with that, but okay. Possessing the Wookiee and fighting with the Wookiee and stuff, that was cool. Like that was fun. And I will say the first 5 to 10 minutes of the episode are cool too. Like I kind of liked what they were doing. There are times where the show does, for me personally, strike a good Star Wars tone, whether it's like the use of like the speeders or the cinematography or just the Jedi themselves. You know, I thought Carrie-Anne Moss and Trinity and Squid Game dude, had some good chemistry and actually some good scenes, and there was some good stuff there. The middle section is absolute trash, and then the ending is just very stupid and unfulfilled. So, not really too much to say. I mean, I guess I just have already mourned the possibility of the show being good. As a fan, I'm interested to watch a lot of people turn on the show with this episode in particular. It has been fascinating. And to add to this, chat, this is a terrible week for the Acolyte. Leslie Headland is probably feeling real shitty. Kathleen Kennedy's probably feeling real shitty if they have human feelings. Because it also came out this week due to the Nielsen numbers that, like, this show isn't even successful. Like, this is not a successful show. And what I'm talking about was specifically the Nielsen numbers indicate that the first week, which is always the highest week, you always have this, and you have like a 20 to 30% drop off that slowly happens from week 1 to the finale with a lot of shows. Sometimes it builds. That's incredible. Like House of the Dragon season 2 seems to be building audience. That's incredible. Mostly, especially for Disney Plus, that does not happen. It's the biggest group that checks it out, and then inevitably it's just not for everybody that essentially checks it out until you see a big drop off, right? This show is just above Andor numbers. I can't believe it. But them's the breaks. Like, that's the facts, okay? So what does this indicate? What does this mean? What does this mean? Well, number one, I will tell you, that's shocking to me. That I was legitimately shocked when I saw that because, number one, if you were just using Twitter as a metric, you would think everybody's watching this show because you've got so many people hate watching it and talking about it, right? And you've got a lot of these accounts that love it and that are promoting it and that really, really like it. So to me, from the outside looking in, if you were just looking at Twitter, you would think this show is going to be very successful. And, Acolyte in itself, I know there's obviously a lot of baggage with, like, Leslie Headland being just horrible at opening her mouth and making words that are meant to get fans excited about shit. Like, legitimately, she's been fucking awful at it. And the cast themselves, super cringy. The whole marketing strategy behind this thing has been really whack. But there was also the hope of, like, Sith, dark side, lightsabers, Jedi. I thought there was enough to get normies to check this thing out. I thought we would do Ahsoka numbers at least. And we might be headed towards much bigger numbers. Like, I legitimately thought that was possible. Even though I personally don't love the show, right? I'm sitting back and I'm like, damn, like, I could see how this show is getting views. So it comes out this week that it's not. And there's just no way to hide from those numbers. This show is performing abysmally. And it will probably end up performing at the level of Andor, but maybe a little bit worse. Because I think you're going to see a massive drop-off into week 3. You're going to see an even more massive drop-off into week 4. And you're also talking about a show that has half-hour-long episodes, basically. And that just kind of puts you at a disadvantage for charting and those numbers. It's due to the way that they calculate these numbers, right? So a show with longer episodes is going to chart easier than a show with lower episodes, okay? So this is crazy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. This is a terrible week. Like, legitimately, again, I nothing personal against these ladies over there, but, like, if they actually care about, like, succeeding and they actually care about this experiment, because I think the Acolyte is an experiment, it is an experiment in marketing. It's like, well, what if we just acted like all the Twitter hate didn't exist? All this division we see isn't real. It's all just bigots and ists and phobes. Fuck them. And we're just going to go full steam ahead. It's an experiment in that sense. It's also an experiment in the sense that this is getting away from the Skywalkers. It's not prequels. It's like a weird in-between of High Republic and prequels. So this was an experiment in a lot of different ways. I'd have to say, fucking call it. Experiment over, failure. This failed, and you suck, and you're destroying the brand, and just stop, please. So, very, very bad week for Acolyte. Very bad week for people that were rooting for Acolyte. And I just don't think you can deny it. It's also so weird that it's come to a point where you have an episode that turned off so many people. And you also have data coming out that shows that normies checked out. They're not watching this show. So Lucasfilm should not feel good about this in any way, shape, or form. Now, what will be curious is, will reality finally set in for Kathleen Kennedy and for Lucasfilm? Because for the past couple of years, and it's a big part of why I am so frustrated as a fan personally, is she has operated outside of reality. You know, I think a lot of people, you know, even maybe the charitable people would have to admit the Star Wars brand is on a decline. They can't get a movie into theaters. You know, their shows are kind of falling off. Sales just in general, interest in general is falling off. You kind of can't deny how stupid and bad things have been over at Lucasfilm and over for Star Wars. What happens
young
next?
And old May are baffling. Even the young May says she wants to kill Osha. Then traps her in the room. Starts the fire and is like, no, I didn't want to kill you. Even though she wanted to burn her alive.
Yeah, no, I mean, Rossi, thanks for the 10. And also, you're not wrong, dude. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. The characters are paper thin. They change their motivations at the whims of what is needed to push these weird plot points forward. There's nothing organic happening here. It's like shocking to me how bad the show is. It's just bad in a lot of objective ways, I feel, right? But again, the question is, where do we go from here? Will reality finally settle in? Because I halfway expect, and a lot of you probably feel the same way too, I halfway expect them to just greenlight season 2. That is the upside down, bizarro world reality that I think Kathy and a lot of people over there have been living in for a long, long time. So I legitimately don't know what to say. It's like, the show's failing. It sucks. Experiment over. So I guess they're going to greenlight season 2 and spend another $200 million on something that doesn't do any goddamn thing. Is that what's going to happen? I literally halfway expect that. And I'm not even kidding. Like, dude, that's not a joke. That's reality. Maybe by the end of the fucking week, guys. Like, literally, Kathy's going to come out by the end of the day. She might be prepping it up right now. Literally to come out and say, we're very happy with the numbers. We're very happy about everything that happened. And we're doing season 2. Like, I literally expect that to happen. So that's the extent of my feelings on the Acolyte. That's kind of the way I see it. It's weird because I don't even think this is this isn't the worst episode of Star Wars I've ever seen. I don't think this is, like, if you take this out of the context of a lot of things that are going on, I think it's a mid episode, 4 to 6 out of 10 for me. Not really sure. But I think the reality is you can't separate it from the context. And the context is everybody hated that. And so a lot of people are turning on the show in droves. And the data's out there. There's not a lot of people watching it in general. Failure. So we'll probably get season 2. That's like legitimately what I got, man. That's what I got for you on this. I mean, what do you guys think? And also, can I turn the sound down on these alerts? Goddamn. Font size. Media. Hey, I can turn the volume down. Let's go. Okay, we're going to turn those way down. Turn them way down. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you have any other like questions, concerns? I mean, what else is going on? What do you think? What do you think, chat? You agree with me? Disagree with me? Hot tea is better than all this bullshit. R.I.P. Maylise and Rhaenys. The queen that never was. Yep. Yeah, she was great, man. She was great. They don't have better detectors than a handheld one like that. Oh, bro, I don't know. Nate Elston says, Josh, it's my birthday today, and my wish is that Lucasfilm and KK start caring for Star Wars IP as much as I love it. I stood in line. Oh, thank you. I stood in line for Phantom Menace tickets for 17 hours. Holy shit, man. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Well, happy birthday. Can we get some happy birthday energy in the chat for Nate? And then pour one out for Star Wars, man. Pour one out for Star Wars, man. It's so bad right now that I'm apathetic about Star Wars, and it's bad. Yeah, well, the next story that we're going to talk about here might give you some hope back, but I got to be honest, as a Marvel and Star Wars fan, I got some mixed feelings about it. And I also, I mean, spoiler alert, I have no idea how Kathy pulled this off. I have no idea, and I'm a little bit perturbed. I'm a little upset about it, so we're going to get into it. Andor got season 2. It's true, Andor got season 2. I think Andor was always conceived as 2 seasons. I mean, dude, it feels like Acolyte it is too. I mean, that's the thing, right? Look at how shitty this writing is. It's obvious that they're just setting up a big, like, well, you need season 2. And it's like, do we, though? Because I certainly do not. They greenlit season 2 of Velma. That's true. What if they put Luke and Grogu in it? What the heck? What do you mean by that? KK and Lucasfilm will never learn the correct lesson, just like Solo and TLJ. I mean, yeah, but I mean, think about Mando season 3, Kenobi, Book of Boba Fett. Think about Andor. Think about the last Indiana Jones movie. Again, like, I just don't understand. Like, at what point are we going to be held accountable for, you know, what we're doing there? Yeah, it's quite weird. Quite weird. Andor season 2 got greenlit before season 1 came out. I don't know if that's technically true, but it was certainly put into development. Yeah. This one broke me. I'm not going to lie. The show was dog shit, but I was really trying to give it a fair shot. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Justin, why do you think this one broke you so much, man? Like, is it kind of what I was talking about, where it's like, you know, it's the context. It's the fact that it's the penultimate episode. It's the fact that, like, do we got one more? It's the fact that it's so obvious that the show's, like, it literally feels like, how's it going to be good? I don't think you can redeem it. I don't think you can redeem it now. It almost feels like it doesn't matter what happens next week.
I care about all other actors more than Osha and May. The fucking otter is cooler than the twins. Shouldn't the goal for any story is to care about the main actors the most?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Rossi, thanks for another 10 spot, baby. I hope you better not be spending more money than you got, mister. You better, we're going to put you in super chat timeout or something like that. But yeah, no, I think you're right. The otter is cooler than the twins. That's true. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, look, there's like a small part of me that wants to be like empathetic, that wants to try to analyze what it is and what's happening. But the reality is, I think there's just this much larger part of me that is a fan that is so fucking angry. And the truth is, I've been angry for years. Of course, I don't always express that in the best way. It comes across toxic sometimes. But, like, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is my first love. Star Wars I loved before I loved Marvel, dude. Star Wars was my shit. And I was so happy to be involved in Star Wars when I first got into YouTube. I was so happy, you know what I mean, when I was doing the show with Theory, and we went through some really good times, and we sort of watched the decline as well in real time. And I'm just so fucking angry, dude. Like, at what point do they care about fans like me? And I think about a lot of us fans. This is just fucking ridiculous. And again, a lot of people that were trying to give the show a fair shot have come to see what it really is. And like, dude, Lucasfilm, stop wasting my time. And dude, the thing that the other side of this that makes it even worse for me is like they made it so culture war heavy and then got mad when that shit came back at them. It's like, what the fuck did you expect? Like, you literally made content. The amount of money that Leslie Headland and the different actors and Amanda and her stupid rap video and all these, the amount of money they have made, like, anti-Star Wars YouTube channels is absurd. Like, it's absurd. They were like handing them the ammunition. They were like putting it on a silver platter. And to me, like, that made my job and like the way I try to navigate things, it made it even more difficult and cringe. It was really fucking stupid. And it didn't even work. Like, it didn't even work. Dude, the people that were trying to ride for you guys, they're like, yeah, but the show's just not good. What are you doing, Leslie? What are you doing? And so I think just as a fan that has been through this whole downfall, and it really is an epic, kind of unbelievable downfall, I just don't have a lot of empathy left. They're just letting Kathy stay. They're just letting Kathy stay and continue to fuck this brand. I don't really have a lot of empathy left. So, you know, like, respect and love to these people as human beings and individuals, but as far as the jobs they have and the influence they have on, like, IP and stuff that I love, like, dude, it's fuck you. Like, for real, y'all should have stepped down. You should have done your own stupid little lesbian witch scissor force version bullshit. Like, just do that in fan fiction or some shit, or like create your own IP.
Is it me, or does
God
this
damn
feel
it,
like
dude.
this was supposed to be some sequel to The Matrix? I can see the twins being the new ones, Trinity getting killed, and Neo being the one who let the twins down.
What the hell? Who super chatted that? Oh, it's Vandolph? Okay, so Vandolph says, is it just me, or does it feel like this was supposed to be the sequel to The Matrix? I can see the twins being the new ones, Trinity getting killed, Neo... Oh, you know what? That's kind of interesting. There is a lot of Matrix shit in here. That's a good point. That's a good point, man. What a weird... I mean, I don't necessarily, like, mind them taking influence, because, like, the one and the one, I mean, come on, you know, there's a lot of similarities there. And a lot of us thought there were, like, Matrix things maybe going to happen to, like, Rey and, you know, the dyad and stuff like that. But, like, dude, oh my God, bro, this is terrible. This is terrible. Okay. Any other questions, concerns, or anything, guys? Look, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. Emo Joe says, pour one out for that poor golden pupper dragon. He just wanted to go for a walk. Yeah, that's true, bro. That's true. You're not wrong. Pour one out for the dragon. N64 Rescue says, the cringe part is that they thought they were truly cooking with that song at the end. Yeah. I know a lot of people were upset at the song. I mean, it's stupid. I kind of can't believe they did it. But at that point, I'm just, like, numb, dude. Like, I'm legitimately numb to this shit. I was like, okay, well, they just put some pop song at the end. That's cool. Like, it doesn't really move the needle. That's what I'm saying. Is like, it was hard for me to get that worked up about this episode because I had a funeral for Star Wars myself a couple weeks ago. You know, a little private funeral. You know, where I just sat in here and I wept into my Star Wars toys, and then I threw all that shit away. You know what I mean? So it's like, I already mourned all this. The pop music comes up, and like, I'm sorry, like, I can't find the energy to even be that upset about it. Like, I just do not care, you know? Okay. Can we transition into the mixed Star Wars news, the Star Wars news about Shawn Levy? Can we talk about Shawn Levy a little bit? Is that okay, chat? Can we do that? Can we talk about that? Already broken. Peaky Blinders. Wait, what? Is that from Peaky Blinders? Don't do it, Shawn. I know. Dude, I can't fucking believe it. I can't fucking believe it. Let me see if there's anything else I have on my notes about Acolyte. They are begging for a second season. The structure of the show's horrible. Rating continues to be bad. Not the worst episode, but broke so many people. Very bad week because of Nielsen numbers. Okay, we're good. Okay, so god damn it, Shawn, what the fuck? Being reported by Jeff Snyder, who has a pretty good track record, except for that one report. Do you guys remember that one report where he said like Brie Larson was difficult on the set of Captain Marvel, and like randomly everybody was like, Jeff Snyder's no good. We love Brie. And then we ignore that and talk about all of his scoops after that. Okay, anyway, point is, Mr. Jeff Snyder, he's got a little bit of a hot exclusive. So Shawn Levy, who is the director of Deadpool and Wolverine, hot item, you know. This is a Hollywood thing, man. When somebody has a big movie, big success in Hollywood, and I think Shawn's been on kind of a roll. I love the Atom Project. I thought Free Guy was incredible, and I like the Real Steel movies too. Like I think Shawn Levy is legitimately very talented. Okay, so Shawn Levy doing Deadpool and Wolverine, and he's being looked at to direct Avengers 5. Okay, and that would have been good for a couple of reasons. Number one, Deadpool Wolverine's awesome. You like the movie, you go to see the movie, you like the movie, all of a sudden you're more excited about Avengers because you're like, yo, Shawn Levy, that guy's pretty good. Okay? And instead, according to Jeff, Shawn is not going to direct Avengers 5 and instead will make his Star Wars movie. According to the new report from Jeff, Kathleen Kennedy wanted Shawn to make a movie and make a Shawn Levy movie with the heart and the sensibility that he brings to his movies. That's one thing that Shawn always manages to pull out of these films. They can get, extravagant and crazy in their plots, but ultimately they're very human and they're feel good. I mean, Real Steel, those movies feel good. Free Guy feels good. These movies have a lot of heart, and I think that's going to be something that surprises people even with Deadpool and Wolverine, right? It's going to be fun, cameo fest, a lot of Marvel action. But at the end of the day, it's about friendship. It's about heart. It's about survival's guilt. A lot of interesting things going on there, right? So anyway, I'm gassing this dude up, but that's because he's on top of the fucking world right now. So Kathleen Kennedy wants him to make a Star Wars movie. She wants him to be a Shawn Levy movie, And so apparently Shawn has chosen Star Wars over Marvel, and he's going to do it. And he has a writer. Let me see if I can find this. He's got a writer. What's the writer's name here? Trooper. Jonathan Trooper, who he did the Atom Project with. Okay. That is apparently the guy that's going to write the script for Levy's movie. So this is interesting. Now, let's talk about this. Let me start as a Marvel fan. I am a massive Marvel fan. Love the MCU. And I'm also a big Star Wars fan. So this is a very unique story for me because this is like if I liked two different baseball teams and there was like an ace pitcher, an absolute stud, and it went to one of my favorite teams and not the other. Okay. So as a Marvel fan, I'm like, bro, what? No, Shawn, no. Like, dude, that Star Wars brand is dead, bro. What the fuck are you thinking? No, bro, we need you to do like the X-Men movie. We need you to do Avengers. Like, dude, you need to be signing up for this Marvel shit. You need to be doing more stuff with Hugh. Dude, come on, Shawn. What the fuck? You're going to use all of this capital, all of this stuff that you got from Deadpool and Wolverine, which of course you had a huge part to do with, but come on, man. Kevin Feige kind of gave you the keys to the fucking kingdom, and you're going to make this incredible movie that's going to put your shit to a new level. People are going to be fucking talking about you in a totally new realm. I cannot believe with all of that, with all the fans over there that love you, and the Marvel fandom is way better than Star Wars fandom. I'm sorry, I know we got fans of both in here, but let's be real. The Star Wars fandom sucks, and the Marvel fandom is a bit better. So I would have stuck with Marvel. As a Marvel fan, Shawn, I can't fucking believe you made this decision. What? So I'm in shock. Okay, now, as a Star Wars fan, right? If I were to just put the Marvel fandom blinders on and just be a Star Wars fan, I might say we're so back. Because here's the thing. This solves a number of problems that Lucasfilm currently has. Number one, they are hiring less than qualified and not super talented people. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy is not qualified to make a Star Wars movie. And until I see evidence of the contrary, I'm going to believe that. It doesn't make any fucking sense. She's made activist documentaries. Why is she directing a big budget Star Wars film? Okay. James Mangold, yeah, no, look, he's big time filmmaker. Jon Favreau, big time filmmaker, but also the creation of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is weird. A lot of people just kind of have mixed feelings on it because it was going to be a show. Now it's a movie. It feels like a last minute, let's make a Mando and Grogu movie to kind of soften the blow of what will inevitably happen with the Rey movie. Even Dave Filoni might not be fully qualified to be a helmer and director of a large budget, theatrically released Star Wars film. Shawn is obviously that. He is very capable, and I think Deadpool and Wolverine will prove that. Here's the other thing. This allows Kathy to get a little bit of the Marvel love and the Marvel skis to rub off on Lucasfilm just by hiring this guy. What's the last movie that he made? Deadpool and Wolverine. What are they going to blast in all the trailers? From the director of Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, they're literally going to put that shit everywhere. So this movie's about to be massively successful. It is going to save cinema. Maybe even, save the Marvel Cinematic Universe in some ways. And this allows Kathy to take all that goodness, all that juice, and put it on her stinky franchise that she has over there. Okay? That legitimately is a good move. I don't like Kathy, but this is a good move. It's smart for her to be able to get this guy to do it. I think out of all of the movies that they have announced, especially if Deadpool and Wolverine is as good as we think it is, this movie will get the most hype out of all of them. I truly believe that. More than Mando, more than Mangold, more than Filoni. I think this movie will bring more hype than all of those movies. The other thing that I think this solves for Lucasfilm, and it's weird because, again, it seems like due to the reporting from Jeff that Kathy is at least smart enough to realize this. She needs a human, feel-good Star Wars movie. Something that really evokes very positive, nostalgic, good old-timey feelings. Okay? And I think Shawn is the perfect guy for that. I mean, so I was thinking about this, right? Like, why would he even do it? Right? Like, why would he even do it? Well, I think he might want to be the guy that saved Marvel and Star Wars. Now, I think Marvel, regardless of Deadpool and Wolverine's quality, I think Marvel's going to be okay. They've got a lot of stuff cooking and a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon. And they're not quite in as bad of shape as Star Wars. But I think a lot of people will give Shawn credit for playing a major role in the Marvel turnaround. It is what it is. I mean, people just kind of extrapolate. They make these kind of connections. I think that's totally something that's going to happen. So maybe at one level, Shawn's like, dude, I could be the guy that saved Marvel, and I could be the guy that saved Star Wars. I think it's also possible that Shawn loves Star Wars. And when I say that, I don't mean Disney Star Wars, and I know some people, get all butthurt when you say that, but it's a reality. I don't think that. I think he loved fucking Empire, and Return of the Jedi. I think we might actually see that begin to come out in different interviews and different promotion. The dude just loves Star Wars. Yeah, he said as much in interviews, but I think it's going to be even more apparent, right? Like, he really loves Star Wars. So I think Shawn is probably, I mean, right now, with just the hype of Deadpool and Wolverine, Shawn Levy has the world at his disposal. He has every option. He's a little bit like Max Holloway after he knocked out Justin Gaethje. You know, he had a few doors open. Now all the doors are open. And I think that's the same thing for Shawn. All the doors are open. So it's interesting that he would pick Star Wars. Part of me gets excited about it because I love Star Wars. And I would love for a guy like that to come in and help build something that could help the Star Wars brand. Because Star Wars desperately needs a good movie and something that feels good. I think the main reason, and dude, you know, again, some of you won't like me saying this, but I think one of the main reasons that Andor and Acolyte have not been able to connect with the big Star Wars audience is because they missed the point of the assignment. Star Wars is supposed to make you feel good. Star Wars is an adventure. Star Wars is for 12-year-olds. Star Wars is not complicated. It just is specific. So I think this is legitimately good news if you're a Star Wars fan. Like, if you are in here, okay, and you're more of a Star Wars fan than you are a Marvel fan, you should feel good about this. And I think Jeff is probably right, because he's been hinting about this a little bit. You know, he said, like, I'm just going to say he's not doing Avengers 5. And then he puts the newsletter together. I think he vetted it with many sources. So I expect that it's true. If you're a Star Wars fan, you should feel good about this, dude. This is a guy that could actually do some good and make a piece of content, make a movie that could be a return to form in a lot of ways. And I think if you liked, you know, the Adam Project, if you like Free Guy, you like the Real Steel movies, if you're excited about Deadpool and Wolverine, you should be excited about this. This is, to me, instantly the most exciting Star Wars thing that is going on. To me. So I have incredibly mixed feelings about it. I'm fucking mad. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm confused. I'm constipated. Yeah, that's all I got. What do you guys think? What do you think about it, Chad? KK is his boss, though. You're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong about that one.
Been rewatching the X-Men movies over the past few weeks. Can you please help explain the different timelines/universes in those older films, how they are/aren't connected to each other, and the McCool?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. Thanks for the 10, brother. I appreciate it, Zach. Here's two things I'll say on this. Number one, I can't totally make sense of it. The continuity is super sloppy over there. And I think there's been people that have made videos to try to decipher it. I think the basic idea is that First Class and Days of Future Past are a different timeline that then retcon the original timeline of X3. So X2 is technically canon to all of that, and then it's like First Class is the beginning, and then Days of Future Past. I don't have any idea how it works from there. But the other thing I will say is this will be explored in Deadpool and Wolverine. They're going to specifically talk about this. I don't know if it's just a joke where they're like, oh, yeah, the timelines of the X-Men, like their continuity's all over the place. Or if they will specifically explain it. But this will be explained in some way in Deadpool and Wolverine. So there you go. Appreciate it. Why can't you make it like a sexy lady voice? Did you just assume the text-to-speech gender? Goddamn. Play a PJ with a 20 spot. Goddamn. Appreciate it, man. Goddamn. Let's see if that shit pops up. It's going to pop up right there. Just give it a second. Just give it a second. So Shawn is going to be Marvel and Star Wars. Jesus, says Lady Boner. Hey, you might be right. You might be right.
I think for the Star Wars brand to be successful, they need to scrap the gloss. Get better choreographers. WTF is with the wushu/agent style fighting, it's not Star Wars, and change gears from adding cute and kid things.
Interesting. Well, first of all, brother, I appreciate that 20 spot, man. It's very generous. Says, I think for the Star Wars brand to be successful, they need to scrap the gloss. Get better choreographers. What the fuck is with the wushu Asian style fighting? It's not Star Wars. And change gears from adding cute and kid things. I don't know if I agree with all of that, but I will say, God damn, I still need to turn that down. I will say some of the fighting works for me, some of it doesn't. So I don't know if I could totally agree with that. I mean, this show and the brand itself is like death by 1,000 cuts. And there's been a lot of things they've done wrong. And I'm not saying your concerns aren't valid. I just don't know that those are the silver bullet for me. You know, I think, you know what the silver bullet is? Dubs. Like, they need some W's, bro. Like, they need a movie that's universally praised that people think is pretty good. They need a couple shows that are really good. And then all of a sudden, the next thing comes out and the conversation is like, oh, will it be more like this or more like that? You know, as of right now, we don't even have that. Like, what's the best thing Disney Star Wars has done? Maybe Rogue One, Mando Season 2? That's not a good batting average, you know? Van of the Black says, remember when Zach was going to be the new Star Wars? You don't say that. Star Wars Bane. Appreciate your first super chat. You didn't put anything into the chat, though. But I still appreciate it. Optimus Prime says, Ryan will be the lead and Feige the producer of Star Wars? I don't think Kevin's going to do anything Star Wars until KK gets out of there. That's what I think. Representative Binks says, in episode 7, they say looking for signs of life on the planet, and you just have the Wookiee sweeping the ground with a fucking metal detector. Yep. You're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. I'm just going to say this, and I think like some of you guys will get upset that I say this, but I do believe it. I do think some of these things would not be as big of a deal if the show was dope. Okay, so there's like stuff like, what was the thing? Everybody got so upset. Oh, like Ki-Adi-Mundi. There's like all these little things that people get really upset about. If the show was titties, I don't think like a lot of that stuff would not really be focused on. Winning solves everything, right? That's one of my favorite expressions. Like winning solves everything. Star Wars is the opposite. Like holding L's fucks everything up. Yeah, the fire in space. Like, all of these things. All of these things. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I just feel like if the show was, like, even a little bit better, you know, less of that stuff would be focused on. But, yeah. Yo, let's do a deep examine the new DP IMAX poster. Ah, shit. Can somebody tag me with it? Somebody tag me with it? Do you guys agree that this Shawn Levy news is absolutely awesome? Or are you just mad? Like, what? I gotta know. Are you guys just like, no, screw you, Star Wars? And how did Kathy convince this dude to do this? Like, what do you guys think, man? Yeah, let me catch up on some chats, too. Hang on. I want to see what you guys say. Then I'll catch up on some chats. It's not an L. Okay. I'm mad. Okay. Crapolite is like lesbian titties. It's confusing. I don't know what that means, but totally agree. Noah, thanks for the 10, brother. Says, hope season 2 is good as the first one. The power of 2. But for real, maybe they can salvage and regroup. There's a lot to love in not that great of a show. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, bro. Like I'll give it a shot. If they do a season 2, I will complain a lot, but I will give it its fair shot. Josh hates Shawn Levy. I don't hate Shawn Levy. I just want to like corner him in the cafeteria and tell him that if he ever wants to eat his lunches in peace again, he's going to refuse that offer at Lucasfilm. Fuck that. You're a Marvel dude now. So that's, that's kind of where I'm at. Is the news official? No, it's not official. It's coming from a scooper, insider, a reporter. Pretty good reporter, too. I'm happy, but it's typical of KK to get the hot name to make a movie just like Mangold. I agree with you. There's all sorts of reasons that this could be looked at with, skeptic eye. Not a septic eye. That's different. If the first season is trash, why continue? That's a good question. I don't know. Wonder if she had a guarantee that it will not be canceled. If so, he'll sue. Yeah, maybe. We're not going to listen to Scoopers anymore. We're not going to talk about Acolyte anymore. Den of Lies. I mean, is it lies? Or is it like an audible? You know what I mean? I kind of think of it more like we called the play in the huddle, okay? And we come out and we're reading the defense and we're like, blue 42, we're going to have to shit on the Acolyte today. Yep. Here we go. Hike! Something like that. What about the Virgins? I mean, yeah, it's stupid. They explain Anakin as a Force Virgins, though. I mean, who was I want to say it was Sam Jackson, right? Wasn't it Mace Windu? He was like, you've discovered a Virgins in the Force? You think it's this boy? Right? Don't they say that? It was Qui-Gon? He says, I've discovered a Virgins in the Force. Tim Davis says, I'm tired of Star Wars throwing hope at me. Leave it in its coffin until they sell or reboot. Damn! Can you send that to Shawn Levy directly? That'd be cool. All right, let me catch up on some chats, guys. There's a couple other things I want to talk about. Rossi, thanks for giving a membership. Soren Sound says Acolyte makes Kenobi look like Revenge of the Sith. Did they really just launder 180 million through the show because it's nowhere to be seen? Rogue One pisses me off because it shows they have the ability to be competent. Yeah, that's true. That's true, bro. Fragments again. Welcome to the Nerdvengers, baby. Benjamin says, throw cheeks for 14 months. I don't know what that means. I don't even know how to throw a cheek. Star Wars Sis says, fresh cut poppy. I see you. Appreciate you, brother. Tommy Lee, welcome back to the Nerdvengers. Javier Mendez says, hey, Josh, God bless the family and much love to all the Nerdvengers. Appreciate you, brother. John Krause says, bless Wednesdays for the Wokalite talk and the amazing Marvel podcast. Deadpool week 2 deep dive tonight. Let's fucking go. Oh, hell yeah, bro. It's going to be fun. Brady Blummer says, throw cheeks for 15 months. Much love. Chat, what is this throw cheeks that they speak of? What does that mean? How would I throw? How does one throw cheeks? Should I Google it? Shake ass, twerking. It's the best I can do. Ready? Oh, hell yeah. See? Don't say I never did nothing for you. Sajid says, Den of shown up late, parking illegally, underdressing for court, waiting in lines, receiving compensation, and sentencing an innocent man to death. He wasn't innocent. But yes. Kurt L says, Josh to the judge, I can't be a juror because I gotta go see the new Marvel movie. LOL, seriously though. I love these streams and all that you do. Yeah, it is kind of funny, right? But it's also like true. It's like literally my jab. It's my job. John says, I was gifted a golden opportunity at jury duty. First case they put me on. I heard the details about, so I got excused for 8 years. Got my money. Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's cool. Wobble them cheeks. That's what I got. Den of wobbles, baby. Is that pretty hot? Hang on. Oh, just knocked off my monitor, dude. Shaking them cheeks like crazy. Hello, fellow kids. No Diddy. Okay. Are we going to listen to the Marvel pod? Hugh was on it today. God damn it. I guess we can. Yo, throw a 1 into the chat if you guys want to watch the Marvel pod or listen to it. Purple Funk says, "What up, Josh? Any Michigan veg?" Oh, yeah, we read this, bro. Hey, I hope you have a good show, man. I hope you sell a bunch of whatever you're selling. And I hope you find $20. Cool Bear 101 says 6 months. No Adventures for life. Can I get into the Diamond Lounge? I hated the Virgins crap in Acolyte. That's taken away from Anakin. And the stupid pop at the end. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we'll get you in there, brother. We will get you in there, brother. You got to get on the Discord, though. Trev, what does 0 mean? Does that mean you don't want it? We're definitely doing it. No. Nate says Josh was praying for Darth Plagueis would pop up and have the stranger massacre the witches because of the Jedi found their experiment, the twins. Yeah, something like that would be cool. Something like that would be cool. I mean, I kind of feel like they might throw 2 crazy Sith into the last episode of this season. And I don't care. Like, I don't know, man. Like, not good enough for me. Like, well, no, man. Acolyte is complete trash. Hope all has been well, sir, says Ferner. Thanks, man. Rossi says, young and old May are baffling, even though young May says she wants to kill Osha, then traps her in the room, starts the fire, and is like, no, I didn't want to kill you, even though she wanted to burn her alive. I know. These characters make no sense, dude. Paper thin. And they change at the whims of the scene. Yeah. Philip says, Josh, do you think the show from the get-go was a giant middle finger to the prequel fanboys and content creators like Theory, Nerderotic, etc.? Like Leslie's pitch to KK was a F you to these fans. I wonder how much of that was actually spoken. Because that would be interesting, right? Like if there was like an actual like, hey, we're going to go right at these fans. I mean, I think She-Hulk does that intentionally, and I think this show did too. You have to wonder like how much of that is like actually intentional, or is that just like their personality? And did Leslie just hire a bunch of people that were of a similar mindset that then made a big mess on social media? I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know. Again, happy birthday to you, Nate. Appreciate you, brother. Rossi says, writing is so off point. All I care about the other characters more than Osha and May. The effing otter is cooler than the twins. Shouldn't the goal of the story be to care about the main characters the most? You would think so. You would think so, bro. Emo Joe says, pour one out for the... Oh, yeah, the golden dragon. The poor golden dragon. Let me see if there's anything else I missed here. N64 Rescue says the cringe part is that they thought they were truly cooking with that song at the end. Yeah, they did, didn't they? People were expecting answers, and even people who love the show didn't like these answers. The Jedi did the correct thing, and the execution was bad. I agree with that. I think that's a big part of why a lot of people turned it down. Peep my member chat, bro, says Soren Sound. Let me see. Did I miss it again? Acolyte makes Kenobi look... Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, did they... One... Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's weird, right? The budget's huge. Rogue One's good. I don't know what happened, man. Z-Lad says, it's not even just KK anymore. Lucasfilm is infiltrated. Yeah, that could be the case. That could be true. Caden says, Star Wars is dead to me. I've tried for so long to hang on. But not only Kathy, but now Dave is letting this horrible shit be made. I'm done. over it. Oh, that was beautiful. Brady says, hate to say it, but I'm done with Disney Star Wars. This shit was cheese dick. I don't have hopes for the films. I can't blame you. It's a bunch of biggity bullshit. Can we talk about where the $180 million is? Money launderer. Yeah, I guess, where do you guys think it went? Where do you guys think the budget went? Did it just give Leslie a bonus? Big old bonus or something? Into the marketing? Star Wars Bane, welcome to the members, baby. Appreciate you. Okay, let's see here. Representative Bing says, in episode 7, they say, looking for signs of life on the planet. You have the whoosh. Yeah, sweeping the ground, yeah. Where's that IMAX Deadpool poster? Somebody tag me or send it to me on Discord. Tim Davis said, I'm tired of Star Wars throwing hope at me. Leave it in its coffin. Ouch. Chase Floyd says, I guess I'll throw cheeks again this month. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, what? Noah says, are you going to do Madam Web's stream since you loved Morbius so much? I would like to. I can't do it this weekend, though. I'm out of town Friday and Saturday, and then the reason I'm coming back early is because I've got a lot of work to do. So I got to come back and do some stuff on Sunday to get ready for next week. But maybe next week we'll watch it on Twitch. Maybe like Saturday again, huh? That was kind of fun. Okay. Couple other things I want to talk about, chat. Couple of other things I want to talk about. Okay. Can we talk about Captain America 4 just a little bit? Just briefly. I want to talk about Captain America 4. Trailer coming out this Thursday. That's kind of crazy. Chad, are you guys excited to see the trailer? Because look, I know there's a lot of reasons to be skeptical of the movie, and like it's been shooting forever. It's gonna be like a $500 million movie that's Captain America without an actual Captain. Sorry, Sam. I just, you're not Steve. But I find myself still intrigued to see this trailer. I find myself somehow still interested. And there are a couple of things that I want to see that could actually get me pretty excited for the film, And I mean, God, they're spending enough money on this fucking thing. They brought Giancarlo in. They're throwing a lot at this thing. So let's just talk about what we expect to be in the trailer. Okay, so first of all, here's and I want to frame this as if this stuff is in there, I'm actually going to be very excited. Okay, so number one, incredible action. Dude, they spent a lot of money on this thing, and one of the things they are said to be fixing in the reshoots was the action itself. It was underwhelming to a lot of the test audiences, so they're dialing that shit up, right? I'm excited. So if I see some like absolutely mind-blowing action, like Winter Soldier level, Deadpool and Wolverine level action, I'm gonna be intrigued. I'm gonna be excited. Okay. Number two, obvious, Red Hulk. Dude, they show Red Hulk and he looks good, menacing, interesting. I'm gonna fucking bust. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. It's a good thing we're not watching the trailer live, because we get a good Red Hulk out there, I'm gonna bust. I will clean it up before the stream, but I will bust. So that shit's going to be awesome, dude. And I'm hoping we get, I want Red Hulk. I want him to be savage as fuck. I want him to look incredible. Yes, Red Hulk. Let's fucking go. Number three, Giancarlo Esposito, GW Bridge. This is crazy. We're bringing in Giancarlo as GW Bridge, old school Rob Liefeld character. He's getting a series afterwards. What the fuck is up with that? So I hope we see him in the trailer, and I hope he's awesome as fuck. So that, I'm excited. And then I need Sam Wilson to not be cringe. Yeah. That's all I need. If Sam Wilson just comes out and he's cool, and he's not cringe, and he's not like, you need to do better, Senator. You need to do better. As long as we're not stupid and cringe as fuck, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. As long as we just get a decent Sam Wilson. That's normal and kind of cool. We get some badass action. We get the Red Hulk looking juicy as a motherfucker. And then we get Giancarlo. I'm gonna be a happy boy. So what I'd like to happen, not just for me, but for the majority of the fan base, what I would like to happen is the trailer to come out and a lot of people to be like, damn, like that's better than I expected. Because that's kind of what happened with Echo. Do you guys remember the Echo trailer? And maybe not the best example because Echo itself was like decent and then the worst finale I've ever seen, right? But do you remember the Echo trailer? You remember when that came out? A lot of us watched it and we were like, damn, dude, holy shit, I'm actually going to watch Echo now. That's crazy. Because that trailer was very good. Very good trailer. So I'm expecting and hoping for something like that. Something that is lit, dude. Something that's incredible. And if I get all of those things and the fans are like, dude, this actually looks good. What a W for Marvel. That would be very good. They need to start turning the perception of this Captain America movie. They need to start turning the perception around, and they need to start right now. So again, trailer comes out tomorrow. I'll be doing a breakdown on the main Den of Nerds channel. So make sure you come on by for that. And then Friday, we'll talk about it live as well. So that's kind of my thoughts and I guess a little bit of a prediction. It's really just like a copium-filled like fanboy dream of what I want the trailer to be. Hopefully that's what it is. And if it's not, then we'll complain about it and get really mad together. So those are my thoughts on the old trailer there. Those are my thoughts. No. Says, did you see the McDonald's Red Hulk leak months back? Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I don't know if that exactly means anything, but yeah, I saw it. Do you think we'll see the leader in the trailer? Maybe. Leader's cool. But I don't know. Echo wasn't that terrible besides the ending. Yeah. Echo really surprised me, man. I like the show, and then the finale just because at the end of the day, like they had a good show, or they had a decent start, and then they just slammed a ridiculous ending that wrapped everything up and set up the next thing, and it was awful. But everything before that was actually pretty good, you know? So it's weird. Josh, I will never watch Morbius. Random Twitch Avenger. Let's watch Morbius, Josh. Okay, Twitch power is real. Well, I wanted to do something fun for the Twitch people. Also, Twitch allows us a interesting opportunity because we can just watch the show. Unfortunately, I have to delete the VOD when it's done. But like Twitch is kind of interesting because we can just watch the show together. You know, I can pause it, talk shit. You guys can just listen to it and watch it on my screen. So I kind of like it. I'm trying new things. You know, I just want to be the best I can for my community. You know? Yeah. Jeez. Okay, one last thing that I want to talk about. And then we can kick it for a while. Only been about an hour and a half, though. So we can kick it. Maybe if there's other stuff that you guys want to talk about, maybe we can watch a video or something. But, the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is Spider-Noir or, the podcast. Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that. Let's finish this, and then we'll do the podcast, okay? Yeah. Let's do it. So, I continue to believe, guys, that the Nicolas Cage Spider-Man show for Amazon Prime, and I know some of you, as soon as I say it, you're like, eye roll. No, you're wrong. Listen. I continue to believe this is going to be one of the best superhero projects we've ever seen. I think it's going to be the best Amazon Prime superhero show that they've made, which basically means it's going to be better than Invincible, and it's going to be better than The Boys. And I truly believe that. And we got a bunch of updates, a bunch of really, really fun updates about this show over the past couple of weeks. Number one, we found out that it's 8 episodes long. That's super cool. We also found out that they're probably changing the name. I think it was first going to be Spider-Man Noir. Now they're just calling it Spider-Noir, I think. That's kind of wild. Daniel RPK, right? Insider Daniel. He was teasing that the show's way crazier than people think. So he was out talking yesterday a little bit about how crazy the show's going to be. A lot of surprises, stuff that people will not expect, okay? And then we had the Hollywood trades come in, and there were 2 separate castings that they talked about, okay? One was this guy, Brendan Gleeson. So let me get this pulled up over here so we can look at this a little bit together. Let me show you what I mean here. Let me show you. So it's this guy. This guy here. He's been in a ton of movies, dude. And we don't know what role he's playing. But this dude's a big-time actor, man. He declined, or Amazon declined to comment on it. It's really crazy. This dude's awesome. He could be Kingpin. He could be Sandman. He could be Doc Ock. We don't know who he is, but it's awesome. High caliber actor being brought over. And then we also had breaking in Variety as well. This guy, I know this guy. I don't remember what I saw him in. But this is Lamorne Morris as Robbie Robertson. That is a classic Spider-Man character, Spider-Man's friend, Robbie. And so they got this guy to be Robbie for Nicolas Cage and him as the Spider's Man. Now, that wasn't all that happened yesterday with regards to the Spider's Mans and the Spider's Noirs. We also had Daniel RPK come out and say that Sandman will be in the show. Sandman. So that's a part of the plot, is that Sandman is going to be in this show. So look, man, you start to add this kind of stuff to, oh, New Girl. He was the guy in New Girl. Okay. You start to add this stuff up, and a lot of the theories I had about this have been proven to be correct. Mostly, when I saw that this thing was being pulled together, I was like, okay, this is interesting, because this is a different Sony project. Meaning, right now, Sony's doing like Morbius and Madam Web and shit, and they're kind of like fumbling, right? It's not working. But there's a slice of Sony Spider-Man stuff that's actually quite good. It's going against the grain of what you would usually expect for that studio. That is Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse. Those are both Lord and Miller produced projects, okay? Now, Lord and Miller were put in charge of a slate of Sony live-action shows, but development on that got thrown into chaos around the writer's strike, and just in the past couple of years, nothing has really been developed, okay? Now, remember, they were developing a Silk show. Do you remember? They were going to develop Silk. I believe Olivia Wilde or somebody was attached to that. Maybe it wasn't Olivia, but somebody was attached to that Silk show. And there was a moment, it was a writer. I think it was a Rick and Morty writer. I could be wrong. But regardless, that thing got canned. So basically you have Lord and Miller, who are the guys that are in charge of the only good Spider-Man stuff that Sony is doing, other than like the MCU stuff, right? They are doing live action. They cancel Silk, and then they decide to go with Nicolas fucking Cage as Spider-Man in Spider-Man Noir to launch not just a single show, but a suite of live action shows, all connected on Amazon Prime. Okay? Now, just based off of that, I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, they're going for it. But especially in the last 2 weeks, the trades are leaking big stuff. Daniel's leaking big stuff. Guys, this is a big show, dude. Those are high caliber actors getting a big old check. They're going for high quality talent, and they are bringing in Sandman into Spider-Man Noir. Like, dude, they're just going for it. They're going to bring in Sinister Six people, put a spin on it because it's the noir universe, right? It's probably like the 1930s, and it's going to have its own flavor. But I just continue to believe that in a sea of, comic book stuff and franchises and IP, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people are trying different things. We just talked for like 40 minutes about how stupid Star Wars is, about how stupid Lucasfilm is, and about all the crap they've been greenlighting and how they've been fumbling and falling over their own feet. This, with Noir and Nicolas Cage and these actors and Sandman, I'm telling you, this is going to be something different. This is going to be something that's going to be appointment television. It's going to be something we're going to cover on the channel, and it's potentially a completely new thing that Sony is doing with the Spider-Man license to actually compete with streaming shows at a very high level. That's what Amazon wants to do, man. Amazon Prime shows right now, they're going for it. They want to chart. They want to create noise. They want big numbers. They want the acclaim. That's what they're trying to do over at Amazon. So I continue to believe that that's the big thing. This is going to be a huge deal. I'm loving all the updates that we're getting about it. I'm getting really excited. Nicolas Cage, Amazon Prime, Spider-Man show. It's going to be titties. I'm telling you right now. It's titties. Black and white titties. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Fallout was such a fun show. Yeah, Fallout was great. And Fallout crushed for Amazon. Dude, that was a massive show, which stayed in the top of the charts for weeks and weeks and weeks. It was great. Way off on this one? What? You don't think so? Wait a minute. Are you guys doubting? Are you guys doubting me? You doubting me about this shit? Hang on. I thought we had a bunch of sycophants, and I thought everybody in this community just marched lockstep with every goddamn take that I had and everything that I had coming out of my mouth. How was jury duty? Oh, it was great, dude. It's cool. With Lord and Miller at the helm, I have faith. Thank you, RG. Den of Sycophants. Yeah, absolutely. D&D will be huge. Occasionally, I'm wrong. Okay, it's very rare. But I've been wrong before. Podcast? Yeah, what? Martin, what the fuck? You don't got nothing to say about friggin' Nicolas Cage doing all... Goddamn. Just listen to the podcast, Josh. Just listen to the podcast.
Today on the official Marvel podcast, we'll hear from Hugh Jackman on how he's approached playing Wolverine in films for the last 25 years.
All of those poses and all the things I did was everything taken off the comic books.
We'll also talk to executive producers Dana Vasquez Eberhardt and Jake Castorena of Marvel Studios' X-Men 97 about
JL says, I can't think any thoughts without Josh thinking them first. Good job.
the joy of creating a series that brings fans back to the 90s.
Obviously, the OG show is going to be our North Star. And in order to do that justice, you have to look at, well, what was the OG show's North Star? They didn't have their show.
Better listen to New Rockstars being upset at Brad on the podcast because they feel he was dissing Agatha. Well, let me just say, if he was dissing Agatha, even if it was low key, He's my favorite motherfucker over there. And I've said for a long time, I think Brad is going to be the next Kevin Feige. And also Agatha bad, Agatha stupid. Fuck that show. W. Brad, dude. W. Brad.
They went to the comics.
Plus, we're diving deep into Wolverine's origin story.
I'm Preeti Chibber.
And I'm Evan Narcissus.
And this is the official Marvel podcast.
Wait, they backtracked it? Whatever that means.
So, Preeti, I assumed you watched X-Men the animated series growing up, right?
Yeah, there's a reason that Gambit and Rogue are my original OTP.
Wait, you mean one true pairing? Like, you think it's Gambit and Rogue, not, Scott and Jean? As an old head in the X-Men community, Scott and Jean are the ones who I feel like really need to be together, even though that's not going to stop Logan from pining away. I remember when the series first started airing in 1992, and it was like, again, being a nerd of a certain age, I had watched various other animated series prior to X-Men the animated series, and they were fine, but you felt like, okay, what I love about the comics is not showing up on the screen, and the X-Men animated series show felt so much different in that regard.
Yeah, it's funny. I think people will sometimes be like, do you remember the first time you saw Star Wars? And like, no, I don't. It just always was there. And that's sort of how I feel about X-Men the animated series, is that I don't remember sort of my introduction to it. I just remember it being there and watching it and having that experience of watching their cartoon of these superheroes and loving it and desperately, desperately wanting to be Rogue. Like, I just wanted to be her.
Is that right, Sugar?
Ah.
Sorry, that's all you're getting from me. We're not doing anything more like that.
No more? What about a little Gambit?
No, mon ami. We're not doing any Gambit here today, okay?
Oh, goodness.
All right, listen, before we get into my version of Nightcrawler, which, trust me, nobody wants to hear, let's just say that the 90s adventures of the X-Men continue today with Marvel Studios' X-Men 97.
And since we're on the subject of X-Men 97, let's hear from two of the people who helped make it a reality.
Our friend and member of the official Marvel podcast family, Ellie Pyle, sat down with two of the executive producers of the series. Let's take a listen.
Real quick, let's do a version of that if it was like me. Like, do you remember the first time you were at when you watched the original X-Men? It was like, yeah, it was the day I became a man. I saw Rogue's dump truck ass got bricked. Okay, never mind. Let's keep going.
My name is Dana Vasquez Eberhardt. I am the VP of Animation at Marvel Studios and co-executive producer of X-Men 97.
Cool.
My name is Jake Castorena. I am the supervising producer on X-Men 97, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here.
We're so glad you're here. So for listeners who might not be plugged into the X-Men world, what is this show?
Well, if you're not plugged into the X-Men world, you're missing out. So get on that train as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah, we are talking about X-Men.
For those of you watching our official podcast that aren't plugged into the X-Men, what is X-Men?
97, the spiritual successor and revival of the original X-Men 92 series.
This is very much our fandom love letter to it, but in story terms, in canonical story terms, we've picked up this precious, wonderful baton, and we're continuing on. So it's a period piece. It's a 90s period piece told with the X-Men.
Which I'm so excited about because I grew up on that series. But for folks who didn't, do they need to have started with that series in order to enjoy this new one?
No, they don't. A lot of that is rooted in good storytelling. Even when you come to something that has deep, deep lore and these characters, it's part of the job, and the pleasure of the job is that the village of amazingly talented people who have made this, our cast, our crew, our animation vendors, there's something for everyone. It's a great story. These are awesome characters. They tell evergreen stories. They're going through evergreen journeys that are so human and so
The correct answer is we fired the guy that would have been able to give you a really great answer. So let me waffle for a bit. No, you don't need to watch or do anything. We accept all fans, even if they've never engaged in our content, don't know what it is. Welcome to the Marvel Podcast.
so identifiable, themes of love and loss, of feeling like an outsider, finding your family or being found by your family. So anyone should be able to get into it.
It is designed to want to welcome and intrigue new audiences, but it also, to that fact, the goal is to point new fans to the OG show as well. And in tandem, fans of the OG show should be able to come into our show. The goal is to have it feel like one cohesive thing, and I genuinely feel our team has accomplished that.
Did you watch the original? Did you watch X-Men the Animated Series?
I did. Yeah, I definitely did. I was one of those that, and everyone comes to the original.
Hey, person that made this show, did you watch the old one, though? Did you watch it?
Series a different way. I'm an X-head from way back, so I came to the series by way of the comics. The series was this beautiful companion piece to me. I was just so deeply in love with the runs of comics.
What if she was like, no, it's always been there. People always ask me, and I'm like, no, it's just always been there.
Titles that I was collecting. And then, going to the series to see these characters come to life. They're walking, they're talking, you hear those voices. Then I'm taking that back and reading the stories that I love, as I'm getting like the issues that are coming out. It's that's how I came to the show, both as an X-Men lover and then also like as a growing lover of animation at the time.
No, it's
Which I
cool.
went
This
the
is
exact
great.
opposite direction.
And that's the glory of it, right? Like everyone finds this house by a
Mhm.
different path. Like it can be, you're just scrolling through after school or on a Saturday morning and you'll come across this show that looks unlike anything else.
So let's talk about that. What can you tell us about the animation style and how that came together?
So first and foremost, like we had good scripts to go off of from the Story Bible and working in tandem with Marvel Studios to give that feeling, that vibe of nostalgia, the fresh but familiar, scratching that nostalgic itch, but also having something to say, right? That was there from the get-go. So the evoking of emotion and the 90s feel, and just, man, this feels like the show when I'm reading the script. This feels like a higher elevated form of storytelling when it comes to these characters. Like, cool. How do we get that on screen? The audience comes to feel the writing and to hear the words, but to see the X-Men. And so that was the wonderful task I had of coming onto the show was, what does that sandbox look like? What does that feel like? What's too modernized? What's not pushing enough? Because quite frankly, a lot of my friends and peers and colleagues in animation, they're pushing the bar. A lot of studios are pushing the bar for what animation is. More people are just understanding animation isn't a children's medium. It is another form of storytelling. And with that comes the elevation of storytelling and action and bells and whistles. So to that point, in finding the visual style for the show, it was, yes, we absolutely have to be relevant. We absolutely have to be able to hold bar with everything else that's being made. But at the same time, if we are too modern, too out there, we are no longer that nostalgic 90s show.
Hey, Elisa gifted 5 memberships. Thanks, babe. Appreciate you. Let's see here. CC Ryder says, is this podcast for normies or fans? Seems like really remedial content for the official podcast. What a weird approach. That's a very nice way to say it. Kyle says, what the fuck is going on in the Miles house? Star Wars hasn't taken itself seriously in years, standing on projects like Agatha, and now there's scripted podcasts? Yeah. Where's the part where Brad Winderbaum shits on Agatha? Let's go. Where's that at?
The comics, several of which comics fans will find, familiar reflections from in this show. I imagine that was kind of a similar process of trying to narrow down what are the stories you want to tell, and then what was that adaptation process like?
I think I would see
Nope.
or legs, below the shin. It's kind of
Nope.
That story is for those who
Where it's times where
but any things you snuck into the background or the fan.
so that's fun. Also, you'll notice that young Jean, when we go back, certain drink that like is a nod to something. Those
It's always so cool to hear about how much love, care, and fun goes into building a story with this much nostalgia.
Totally.
Right? It's so great to hear that Dana's still collecting comics. Sometimes when you move or you get older, your life changes and you stop reading books on a regular basis. But it's really great to know that somebody who's got such an important hand in crafting this show is still keeping up with comics. You can really tell that the show was made by fans, first and foremost. We also heard Jake Castorina mention some iconic comic book art that inspired a few moments in X-Men 97. If you want to see what he was talking about, there's a link in our description that'll take you to the art on marvel.com.
And Evan, you actually got to talk to another big X-Men fan, member of our own official Marvel podcast crew, Nick Carrillo.
Yep, I sure did. Nick and I got to cover one of my favorite guys in the Marvel Universe. I'm talking, of course, about Wolverine. Let's take a listen. All right, everybody, we're here to talk about Wolverine. You know, Wolverine, the guy who's best known as the gruff fighter with 3 retractable claws in each hand and as an iconic member of the mutant superhero team, the X-Men. But his story actually begins a lot earlier than that.
That's right, Evan. Wolverine, born James Howlett in Alberta, Canada during the late 19th century, had his mutant abilities triggered when his father was murdered by family groundskeeper Thomas Logan. The mutation resulted in the growth of 6 razor-sharp bone claws under young James's skin.
Now, if you have a mental picture of Wolverine with those foot-long metal claws sticking out of his knuckles, replace that metal with gnarled bone. The metal claws come later.
Bro, what the fuck? What's the strategy here? Like, I don't understand. Like, is this for the Marvel fan in your life that's not actually a Marvel fan? What? Is Hugh Jackman in here?
Drugs, disease, and aging. It also allows him to rapidly and atone for his
Became even more deadly.
Bro, what?
Laura Kinney, who also goes by the codename Wolverine.
Is bananas.
We're like little babies compared to him.
We are. Wolverine's like our big brother.
He can definitely beat up anybody else who bullies us,
That's
right? So
right.
that's good.
That's right.
And yet, when you start talking about the legacy of Logan, one name jumps to the top of the list. That, of course, is Hugh Jackman, who has portrayed the mutant hero on the big screen since 2000. Here's Hugh reminiscing about the early days and discovering the character of Wolverine.
Okay.
I don't think I fully understood what it meant to the wider world. I was not a comic book fan in particular growing up. I had never heard of X-Men. And in some ways, I'm really glad I didn't know, because I really approached Logan as I would any other character. Yes, he had claws coming out of it. Yes, he could heal himself, and he had kind of crazy hair. But for me, it was just another character to embody and all the humanness of him. But because I said, as an actor, I work as much on the voice and the physicality of any part I play. And on film, obviously, it's your eyes, but it's every part of you got to use. And as soon as I was looking at these brilliant, beautiful images, I was like, look at the economy. They can sell an entire action sequence with 12 images. And it was about marginalized communities and minorities and all of this stuff. And look how unique they were and where he was and how he stood and where the animal side to him. And so I was playing with all of that. I was in a room working on it. So all of those poses and all the things I did was everything taken off the comic books.
You can witness Hugh Jackman's return to
What
his
the
most famous
fuck? That's
roles in
it?
Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine, only in theaters beginning July 26th.
Wow. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Where's the new Rockstars video where they got all mad? Let's see. Which video is it? Or was it a live stream?
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric.
Somebody tell me, where'd they get all mad? Was it a video or was it a live stream? Live. Oh, they don't have lives on here? I thought they did. Must be a video, huh? Is it in the trailer breakdown? Josh, this week's sneak peek episode, what the hell is that? Oh, okay. So from 3 days ago?
Welcome back to New Rockstars. Agatha All Along, Daredevil Born Again, What If Season 3, Eyes of Wakanda, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Marvel Zombies. We're talking about that today because Marvel executive Brad Winderbaum appeared on Marvel's official podcast this week and dropped some hints about which of these Marvel TV series will tie into the live-action MCU. And are we going to see a live-action Jeffrey Wright Uatu the Watcher in Fantastic Four or Secret Wars, along with a live-action Captain Carter once again, alive again? And should we be worried about Agatha All Along?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Marvel doesn't know how good of a show this is going to be. We're going to read between the lines to see which of these shows Brad thinks are trash and why.
Yeah, on our new show, Trash and Why. Guess which one is trash and guess which one is why. This is actually, I lied. Joke's on us. This is actually the New Rockstars Sneak Peek, the weekly show where we look ahead to the future of fandom. I'm Trash here with Why.
Can we call it Trash or Smash?
Trash or Smash.
Trash or
I think we
Smash.
have played a version of Trash or Smash on the show. Like, do you want this or do you not want this?
Yeah, trash or smash it or trash it.
Oh, and it has like Hulk and then Oscar the Grouch.
I don't think one of us can be permanently trash and the other one smash. I think in a given conversation, it goes back and forth which of us is feeling trash it, which of us is feeling smash it. And I think most days I start off the day feeling like trash it and I go to bed feeling like trash.
Oh, if I had any self-confidence, I'd be like, yeah, at the end of every episode, we should say who was the trashiest and who was the smash.
Who had the trash take? Who had the smash take?
I'd be like, well, this hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I think no matter what, feelings will be hurt.
Yeah,
We
that's
phrase it
true.
that way.
That's true.
It's inevitable. Hey, you may have noticed we're back in our separate corners of the Blue Dungeon. We can never stay too long together or just like bad things will happen. I think
100%.
a fight, it'll be like kids in the back seat. Jessica and I will just start hitting each other. And then Zach, who's driving that car, will have to turn around and be like, you two stop it, or no McDonald's. Okay, let's dive into it. This week's episode of the official Marvel podcast came out, and they interviewed Brad Winderbaum, who's the head of Marvel Television and Animation and Streaming. And what's interesting is, you know, we promised every time we would tackle one of these episodes, that we're going to give you our insider understanding of the way this podcast that Marvel is doing is operating, because it is an in-house PR measure by Marvel to control the narrative and to just have it come officially from the source. And that means controlling what they are saying to a calculated degree. And while some people may view that as just a very, very filtered, the filtering of it is what fascinates me, because I'm like, oh, what do you not want to get out there? How much effort have you put into calculating exactly what words you use? And in this case, they got Ellie Pyle, who's great. Ellie Pyle is the exec director of digital content and publishing at Marvel Studios. So she works for Marvel, but she's also a wonderful podcast host of the company. But by having her do it, you know that nothing is gonna leak. It's like two people within the company just kind of sharing information. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through bit by bit, and we're gonna talk about, we're just gonna react to what Brad Winderbaum says, and we're gonna read between the lines.
Yeah, let's read
what he said. And I think we would
between the
start here
lines
with just his explanation of how really this whole division of Marvel Studios began back in like 2019.
It's at 2022.
So let's play this first clip where
shit.
Ellie asks Brad how this really all
Bro,
started. You
what?
ready?
So
No way.
we were a film studio.
So yeah, I think the fact that this is going to tie into the future tells us like, okay, well, does that mean for sure we're getting to Black Panther 3, or that the events of this are going to tie into the Okoye series? That Okoye series still happening?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
No,
Oh my god, go
it's
deep
not.
into the Dora Milaje.
Yeah.
Dora Milaje.
You say Dora Milaje. I've always said Dora Milaje.
No, you're saying it fine. We talked about this before. I say it the way that Angela Bassett says it in the movie, and I'm not doing it ironically anymore. At first, I thought it was funny, and then it stuck, and so I only refer to them as the Dora Milaje. The Dora Milaje.
Well, I won't note you on that. I think that's great.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we move on to what we promised at the beginning of this episode: Smash or Trash, Trash or Smash. And I think the most interesting title to do it for is going to be what Brad says about Agatha all along. Let's roll the clip.
Agatha is it's really fun, but it's really scary, and it gets quite dramatic. She's an amazing anti-hero, and that show is it lures you in with the fun of Halloween, and before you know it, you're crying. And so I'll put it to you that way.
What kind of scary are we talking about here?
It's a Marvel brand of
Thank you.
scary. It's a Halloween show. There are deadly stakes in this series. It's a fun ride, but it's a dangerous one.
No, okay. Maybe he just does not know what the show is. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt because he has no hope for this show.
What?
Man, that is like, without being precise about it.
Wait a minute. That's what they think? That's the shit? They think he's talking shit like that? What? Am I missing
Meanest way you could describe the show. It's really fun, but you know, it's Marvel brand scary.
No, maybe he knows nothing. Like maybe he knows nothing about it. I'm literally benefit of the doubt because that's the answer you give when you don't know the answer on the test.
Lures you in with the fun of Halloween, but then has you crying at the end. Does he want people to watch this show or not?
Jack Schaefer just did like a little bit of the Empire interview that went in way more depth than this and was way more excited than this, and it was only.
Huh. Well, it's been a good stream. Appreciate you guys being here. You know, they feel this reveals inner tension at Marvel. Keep playing. I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot. If that's what they're basing this off of, and they're extrapolating all of that off of him saying that, I mean, I'm gonna throw something out there. What if Brad's reacting this way, not because the show's trash, even though it is? What if he's acting this way because the interviewer and the podcast itself is mind-numbingly bad? Like, what if we, you know, maybe we could consider that, like, the reaction that I have every time I listen to this podcast is happening in real time in Brad's mind. And he's thinking to himself, how do I answer this and the follow-ups without strangling this lady like Homer Simpson strangles Bart? So, yeah. It's just, I mean, it's just gotta, look, different strokes for different folks. Okay. You know, I just, Hey, I don't really have too much to say. I mean, I think there's just like a flavor or something I'm looking for, I guess, with content and entertainment and stuff. And I did not get that from either the podcast or the breakdown from New Rockstars. And look, New Rockstars does great stuff. They obviously have an incredible system, incredible people. And I like Eric. Like, I legitimately like Eric. I think he's like a nice dude. He's always very positive, I don't know. Maybe it just is a taste thing. I look for a little bit of something different in my podcast and in my content. And yeah, that's all. That's all I got. That's all I got. I think they just sold their channel. What does that mean? Eric seems okay. Love him more during the height of Rick and Morty. Yeah. Jessica Tight, she give the perceptive of us black people LMAO. It's nice to be represented. Jessica Tight, she gives a perspective of black people. Okay, but that's cool. So you like her because she's black. That's cool. I got nothing against her, man. I just... You know what, though? I'm sure people feel similar when they pop on, like, a Den of Nerds stream or video, right? Like, there's probably people that, like, watch me or, like, watch my stuff, and they're like, what the fuck? How does this dude have a following? You know what I mean? Like, it's probably just different. Like, different for different people. Yeah, it's just not my thing. I want to feel the authenticity, like, I don't know. Just different. You're not everyone's cup of tea. Exactly. She don't speak for all black people. Well, actually, no. She does now, because the person in chat said that. So now, I don't make the rules, Justin. But she does. Andrew says, you still watching One Piece, Papa Josh? We've been meaning to get back to One Piece, actually. I really like that show. Haven't watched the anime in a while. But I like it. Usually like Eric, but I did not get his reaction there. Yeah, I mean, beyond... like, I could totally understand you getting a vibe that, like, the dude's... like, not... promoting this as positively as other people or whatever. But, like, if that's the quote, right? If that's the context, I mean, talk about a mountain out of a molehill. Like, that doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, I mean, what if he's literally, like, what if he just said he's constipated? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in there that makes me think he thinks Agatha is shitty. And to be honest with you, I was hoping for it. Because I'm very anti-Agatha. Like, I'm all the way anti-Agatha. I would have loved any little morsel of, like, yeah, not everything we do is great. Something like that. Or, like, sometimes we have spin-offs of spin-offs, and that's fine. Something like that. And then I'd be like, oh, shit. But there's nothing like that in there. Josh speaks for all bearded people, too. Yes, that's true. That is actually true. Mm-hmm. MT is so much better now that he's at heavy spoilers. Is that so? Is that true? I haven't really watched too many videos with him, to be honest. I would have cared about Agatha if they wouldn't have made Wanda dirty in Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you there. Josh speaks for all George Lucas variants. Yes, I do. Yes, that's true as well. That is true as well. I speak for the trees. MT gets too out there for me. Yeah. I wonder how the other chats talk about me. You know, I saw one thing. So last Friday we watched the video, a little bit of everything. I think is the channel name. Great dude, great video, great channel. And he retweeted the stream on Twitter, and he was like, "Thanks to Josh for checking this out." And then like some little butthole got in there and literally was like, "Well, Josh has said really problematic things, and he's also friends with that really toxic Star Wars theory, just so you know." And I didn't say anything. I didn't reply or whatever. Yeah, it was probably Trev. And I wanted to be like, "What's your bitch ass definition of problematic, bitch?" But I didn't, you know? So I guess what I mean to say is like, people can misinterpret and form a weird opinion about people based on nothing, you know? Is it true? I mean, do you guys think I've said a bunch of problematic shit? I mean, was she wrong? Dude, what problematic shit have I said? Tell me. And I wanted to ask this person too, like, what problematic thing do you speak of, madame? Once or twice? Yeah, but I bet you can't even give me an example. You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, I don't think you can give me an example of something problematic I've said. For being a prick? Well, that I could live with. Like, if somebody was like, he's kind of a prick, I'd be like, yeah, guilty. D&D? Want to take that bet? Well, what? Dude, just tell me, dude. Like, what do you think? What do you think's problematic that I said? Oh, and by the way, anything in the Diamond Lounge does not count. That shit doesn't count. That's not public facing. Yeah, that's like between us. That's like bros. Case closed, yeah. I got all the time in the world. Go back in time and no Diamond Lounge either. That breaks code. Wait, what? You right. Josh, how does your beard smell? It's not that great actually. So I don't use deodorant. But I use my armpit sweat to help moisturize the beard. So it smells like a sweaty jockstrap, basically. Caden says, don't always agree with you, but there's a real sense of authenticity that I just don't get anywhere else on YouTube besides Pat McAfee. That's why I'm here. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I mean, you know, I'm trying here. I'm trying. It's not the Mandalorian. It's the Mandalorian. I think I said it the other way around. Yeah. I think I said, because this was when we were talking about Katie Sackhoff taking over for the Mandalorian. And I think I said on Nerd Theory, I said, it's not the Mandalorian theory. It's the Mandalorian. And I got to tell you, if you think that's problematic, you're wound too fucking tight for living. Like, the amount of you'd have to be the softest, most looking to be offended y'all would not have survived Xbox Live. Do you know what Xbox Live is, chat? Do we need to go into the annals of the internet history and educate to you just how crazy shit used to be? Like, dude, y'all would not have survived, man. I can't believe he said that about the Wall Mandalorian. Oh my God, Kendall, really? Holy shit. The mom jokes were so bad. I mean, look, there's like flagrant sexism, racism, homophobia, all that, right? But the mom jokes, dude. You'd get on in those lobbies like a 12-year-old dude. There'll be like this 30-year-old guy just literally the whole time just talking about like banging your mom out. And you're just like, dude, this isn't right. I don't like this. And then you know what we did? You know what we did? We grew a fucking pair and we killed that person. And then we dragged our pair over their face. It's called teabagging. It's like a legitimate thing. So there were ways to cope and ways to kind of establish dominance. What happened? Now you got a bunch of pussy people making 12 different alt accounts just to come in on those conversations when I get tagged and say I've said problematic shit. Holy fuck. God damn. Can you imagine if I did the Marvel podcast? I'd probably have to take it down a couple of notches. And to be honest with you, you know what? You know what else? We've been getting limited ads on some of the streams and some of the videos. And I'm like, what? Like, I know I swear a lot, and I've tried in the past to like stop swearing as much and be more chill. But it's just like how I talk. It's like if I'm authentically like if we're just having some drinks or smokes and we're chatting about nerdy stuff, I'm gonna swear. You know what I mean? That's how I talk. And now all of a sudden we're getting limited ads. It's been years. I've been talking like this for years. Richie Brash says, Josh, has anybody told you you look like a young Clark Duke with a beard and better hair? No. Who is Clark Duke? Is he like the super studly model? It's because you're problematic. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true. They were like, yeah, this dude's problematic, bro. This dude's problematic, bro. Oh, you know what else I wanted to say? Adam, since you're in here, dude. Do you remember the other day when you made me watch that, it was a trailer, it was, Batman versus the Ninjas or the Yakuza? Bro, that trailer was like 30 seconds long. They took all the ad revenue. Warner Brothers was like, 30 seconds? Fuck are you, Josh? They took it all. So thanks a lot, buddy. The Netherlands has to pay half finals in Euro Cup. Wish us luck. We need to rematch or reach the finals. Wait, what? You guys got to pay? I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah. Now, Warner Brothers is really brutal with that stuff, man. It's so stupid. Oh, play, not pay? Netherlands has to play half finals in Euro Cup. Wish us luck. We need to reach the finals. Well, I wish you luck, and I'm sorry that you had to pay. Sabra becoming a big part of Captain America? Maybe. You know what? I'm going to say something nice about James Gunn. Okay. Before we get out of here, we're going to get out of here in just a minute, chat. You know what I'm saying? Before taking your money, they could have warned a brother. That's true. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool that Gunn is shooting in like Cleveland and Detroit. Because these are old American cities that used to be like jewels on the hill. And especially Detroit, man. It's like falling off. So I think it's cool. I want to give him credit for that. Going to shoot in Detroit, bringing some money into the city. You know, even just with the crew, the cast being there, and like a lot of commerce around that. So I think that's cool. I think that's fun. Superman is an American icon, and I just appreciate him going into the heart of the Midwest and doing some filming in some great American cities. So that's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, you got to give props where props are due. And that's cool. I respect it. Okay. Anything else y'all want to talk a bit? Anything y'all want to talk a bit? Oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to tweet. It is Elisa's and I anniversary today. And so I'm about to tweet about it. She tweeted about it a little bit. You guys go over to my Twitter and give some love to the pictures. Now I'm on the spot. I gotta tweet something really sweet, you know? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Grizzly Con, welcome back to the Nerdvengers, baby. Okay, look. Before we get out of here, oh my God, I gotta hit tweet, and I know I shouldn't have. I should have deleted that shit. Okay, anyway, I just want to say that you know, even though the stream was funny and weird because we're like complaining about Star Wars, or complaining a bit about the, you know, the Marvel thing and all that, I do want to say that I'm actually feeling pretty good, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support, and you know, I feel like things are going well, you know, for the channels and the community, and so I just want to say thank you. And I also, for me personally, I don't know if you guys can feel this, or if you understand this, but I'm trying to have more fun in the streams and in the videos. And there was a moment a couple of months ago where I felt really burnt out. And I don't think I was as fun. and I feel a lot better now, and I feel like I'm in a good stride of like, making good content, having a lot of fun on the streams. And so I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you for sticking with me, because I know it was probably a little bit weird when I was trying to quit YouTube and shit, and was like, I hate this fucking job. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the goddamn stream, So I appreciate you. Thank you for, dealing with me. And I think we're in a good stride, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this month. A lot of fun content. And I'm excited for the rest of the year. I'm excited for the next couple of years, man. We're still looking ahead at Secret Wars, and it's cool. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And also I'm just feeling much better, and I feel like we're doing a lot more. We're having a lot more fun, and I just appreciate the support. We'll be live tonight, 7:30, baby. We're going to deep dive on some Deadpool. That's going to be super cool. And tomorrow, Captain America breakdown. I've got a couple video, maybe one come out today, maybe two, but got a video. We'll do the Captain America trailer breakdown tomorrow. If you're a Unity collector, tomorrow night, we got to talk about Unity. Got some cool stuff to show you. Friday, we'll be streaming, but then I'm going to get out of town. And then we got 2 weeks till Deadpool. I'm really excited. It's going to be awesome. So appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Did I catch up on all the supers? Lightning Slug, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Acolyte level stream today. Yeah, for sure. All right, everybody. Hey, much love. Appreciate you guys. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Leave. Another happy landing. Man, I don't know what it is, guys, but when I listen to other content and it's like not good, it just puts me in a weird vibe. Cause like I don't want to disrespect, you know, and like I know people just trying to put themselves out there. I get it, but I've been in this game for 8 goddamn years and I got the goods. What the fuck is going on? Unbelievable. But hey, you know, it's all good. You know, it's no big deal. What do I need the goddamn opportunities for? You know, what do I need the goddamn fucking podcast, collaborations, and all this fucking okay. Make sure to open up your third eye. And wash out your stinky butt.